Hello everyone, it's us, the people of TV Days Drama Digest here. Today we want to share with you the Days of Our Lives fans, the outstanding stories that will happen next week from April 21st to April 25th. If you want to know what happens, follow our video. The week opens on an almost sacred hush in E.J. DiMera's hospital room. Machines beep, flowers wilt in the corner, and the once fearsome Titan lies motionless until Susan Banks bursts through the door. Eyes flooded with tears and determination, she grasps EJ's hand and begins whispering prayers only the two of them understand. Every syllable drips with desperation. She's convinced her presence can bridge the gap between life and death. As she presses a kiss to his forehead, a single flutter of his eyelashes sends a tremor of hope through the watching DiMera kin. Secrets under siege across town, the Brady pub can barely contain the tension. Xander Cook corners Stephanie Johnson and Alex Kyriakis in a back booth, slamming his palm onto the table so hard the silverware rattles. He demands the whole truth about the shady financial moves they've been hiding. Stephanie's voice quivers, Alex's jaw clenches, and the confession that spills out could shatter alliances from Titan to basic black. Xander storms off, but not before warning, if you think I'm done, think again. Maternal fury unleashed back at the Brady homestead, Kate Roberts confronts Rex for daring to suggest she might have pulled the trigger on EJ. Kate's fury is volcanic. She reminds Rex that every ruthless move she's ever made was to protect her children. Rex, torn between guilt and conviction, insists he had to share what he knew with Roman. Kate's eyes narrow to icy slits. One more whisper of betrayal, she hisses, and you'll learn exactly how dangerous loyalty can be. EJ opens his eyes at dawn. EJ jolts awake, disoriented but very much alive. The DiMera mansion erupts in celebration, but Susan's relief is mixed with dread. She believes the shooter still walks free. EJ's first rasped question, "Where's Johnny?" sets off a scramble to find his son before word of the miracle leaks to the press. A budding teen romance meanwhile, at Sweet Bits Bakery, Sophia flits from table to table, mind half on her shift, half on Tate Black's text inviting her to the weekend rave. When Tate strolls in and promises to be her dance partner, her grin could light up all of Salem. She dashes into the kitchen to squeal with excitement, setting off alarms, and Amelia, the new pastry chef, discreetly notes every detail. Is she a friend or a future rival for Tate's attention? Holly's green-eyed dilemma outside. Holly Jonas watches the exchange through the window. She broke things off with Tate last month, but seeing Sophia bask in his attention stirs something dark and jealous. She vows to show up at the same party, single or not, and remind Tate exactly who stole his heart first. A son's struggle to forgive Johnny DiMera finally arrives at EJ's bedside and freezes. Memories of abandonment, manipulation, and the bullet that nearly killed his father swirl in his eyes. EJ reaches for him, voice barely audible. "I need my son." Johnny, torn between resentment and relief, mutters, "I don't know if I can do this." Susan, hovering like a guardian angel, quietly counsels forgiveness, because tomorrow isn't promised, darling. Johnny's decision will shape every DiMera headline for weeks. Fundraising fiasco across town. The annual Salem University Hospital Gala kicks off. Sequins sparkle, champagne flows, and beneath it all simmers scandal. Mayor Paulina Price takes the podium to hail the city's spirit, unaware that Kristen DiMera is sliding up to EJ, praising his survival while simultaneously gauging how she can spin his brush with death to her own advantage. Maggie Horton, ever the peacemaker, offers a speech urging compassion, planting a seed Xander won't fully appreciate until much later. Confessions in the corner while the rich and powerful mingle. Chad DiMera lingers by the silent auction table. He catches sight of Kat reading Charlotte a bedtime story in a quiet alcove, Thomas leaning close to listen. The image tugs at Chad's heartstrings, but grief still grips him like a vice. He wonders if opening himself to love again is an act of courage or betrayal. Kat glances up, meeting his gaze with a look that says, "Whenever you're ready." That unspoken promise stays with Chad long after the champagne flutes are cleared away. Maggie's Mercy Mission morning light gilds the Kiriaki's living room as Maggie finds Xander brooding. She urges him to temper justice with mercy, reminding him how many times others forgave him. Xander scoffs, then recalls Susan grieving over EJ, and something inside him shifts. Could he release his anger and choose grace? The question haunts him as he drives toward Titan Tower, and whatever reckoning awaits Stephanie and Alex. Kristen's calculated praise at the DiMera mansion. Kristen saunters into EJ's recovery suite. She flatters his remarkable resilience, but beneath the compliments lies a strategic mind tallying assets. If EJ's brush with death humbles him, perhaps he'll be malleable enough to align with her next power play. EJ, still fragile yet shrewd, keeps his expression neutral. Nothing in Salem is free, least of all Kristen's goodwill. JJ's plea for a second chance elsewhere. Gabby Hernandez vents to Leo Stark and her cousin Javi about JJ Devereaux badmouthing her to the police. When JJ shows up, remorse etched into every line of his face, Gabby crosses her arms. He insists his outburst came from fear, not mistrust. He couldn't bear seeing her framed for a crime she didn't commit. Gabby's glare softens by a fraction, but she warns that trust, once cracked, takes more than words to mend. Jada's breaking point. Detective Jada Hunter storms into the precinct, slamming her badge on Rafe Hernandez's desk. She's furious that he confessed a past fling with a witness after they'd taken their relationship to the next level. Rafe pleads for another shot, but Jada needs space and time. She strides out, leaving Rafe reeling and the entire department buzzing. Later that night, he starts drafting a heartfelt message, then deletes it. Face-to-face honesty will be the only path forward if she'll even meet him. A glimmer of hope for Beauchamp. Brady, paperwork in hand, rushes into the nurse's station. Tests indicate his father Beau's brain activity has spiked, signs of emerging consciousness. Hope Brady isn't in Salem to receive the news, so Sean shoulders the heavy burden alone, praying the miracle will hold. He heads for the family chapel, lighting a candle whose flame flickers like his own heartbeat. Belle's guilt-soaked confession back in EJ's room. Belle Black closes the door behind her. Her face is pale, voice trembling. She confesses she withheld evidence about the night of the shooting, out of loyalty to someone she can't yet name. EJ's eyes blaze. Is Belle protecting the real shooter? He demands details, but Belle's tears fall faster than her answers. One thing is clear, the DiMera revenge machine is revving up again. Johnny's crisis of confidence. Out in the hallway, Johnny paces. He overhears fragments of Belle's confession and spirals. Has his own family's darkness tainted him beyond repair? Chanel catches him mid-panic. She cups his face, telling him the man he is now matters more than the mistakes behind him. For a heartbeat the world steadies, but when Johnny meets EJ's accusing gaze through the doorway, doubt surges back. Mother-daughter Epiphany on the town square bench. Paulina pulls Chanel close, recounting her own youthful missteps and how forgiveness saved her. The two women share a quiet laugh, then Paulina grows serious. Real love means standing in the storm together, not running for cover. Chanel nods, wiping a tear, suddenly certain of the commitment she wants with Johnny, if only he can silence his inner demons. The week in a nutshell, and beyond. By the time Friday's credits roll, Salem's landscape will be utterly rearranged. EJ's resurrection ignites old rivalries and new alliances. Susan's unwavering devotion sets her on a collision course with the still-lurking shooter. Xander teeters between vengeance and mercy, while Stephanie and Alex pray their fragile confession won't cost them everything. Teen hearts swirl in a dizzy triangle, and Jada's fury may put her romance with Rafe, once so solid, on indefinite ice. News of Beau's potential awakening could heal the Brady clan, or expose rifts no miracle can close. So keep your snacks within reach, silence your phone, and maybe stock up on tissues. Next week's episodes promise to leave no heart untouched and no secret unexposed. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.